Hey everyone. So, right here, I was listening to a podcast, Got Tech Ed. It's a really good podcast. If you are not listening, I highly suggest you start listening. They're very engaging and they always have really good ideas to implement in the classroom. So, this idea, I kind of want to start with their idea and then talk a little bit about what they've created. So, right here, they have a student content creation choice board. And what it looks like is it's like a pyramid. So it's a choice pyramid, and on level one, it is create a display wall, create a storyboard, show notes, and maybe you propose a new way to how you're going to organize your idea. So like a choice. If you click their link, it will take you to that slide deck in the slideshow. So right here, like for example, create a display wall. The students, I love how it has right here like this checklist of what the students need to include. So if you're going to do a post-it wall, which is fine, but you need to include all these different things. And this one right here, it's non-digital, so they would just take a screenshot. And then again, like every single one of these different layers takes you to another place, and then you're able to see the template. You can make a copy and use all these amazing resources that Got EdTech shared, or Got Tech Ed shared. And then on level two, again, students are just picking one choice. And then on level two, same thing, it takes you to that slide. And then maybe maybe the students want to make a podcast. They go to that slide and they can watch a video that will show them how to make a podcast. Another thing that I really like is that the rubric is like right here for the students to see. And again, they just have to pick one from each level. And then level three is they're scheduling an interview, they're writing a reflection, and again, everything's on this slide for them. And then once they get to the top, they're ready to publish. And I like the publishing one because it has like a checklist, like make sure you have all this stuff before you turn it in. It's just like a quick reminder for students, and then they can check, yes, they did it, or no, I didn't. So I was just taking their idea because this is how I learn, and I like recreate. So right here is their original idea, and I'm going to throw this link in the chat. If you don't have access to this link, it's because you're not in our Google group. So I highly suggest that you join, and I will pull up information on how to do that, and I'll send it in the chat as well once I get that up and running. But with this choice pyramid, it's very similar to what they had. So I loved level one. It was like a brainstorm session, like, okay, just get all your ideas out. And I love that they kind of had that display wall. So I was thinking that you could do that in a Jamboard. And so right here, if you click the box, it will open up the display wall, and the kids, again, they could take post-it notes. But I love the part where they just have that include the following. That is providing that teacher clarity for your students. So that way they know what they need to include on their assignment. They know what they need to include during that brainstorm. So I love having that part as well. But I was thinking the kids could use the pencil or the post-it notes on this Jamboard. Once they finish that Jamboard, they could also, again, they're picking one from each level, they could do a storyboard. So I just recreated a storyboard that made sense in my head, and I thought the kids could maybe use their shape tools, they could add images in, or they could print this out and they could do it on paper. And then they're just brainstorming like what's going to happen within their infographic, what's going to happen in their video, whatever their final project, they're just kind of starting to brain dump like whatever is going to happen in that order. Then another idea is that design thinking. So right here, asking like, what is the problem? Asking them to imagine what kind of solutions we could have. They're going to start planning, they're going to create, and then they're going to improve. So maybe you do a design thinking sprint with your students to get that brainstorming completed as well. So many different ideas on all these different layers. And then the final one is a group brainstorm, and this is an Edu protocol. And maybe you do have students working together, and so they're silently, every single student has a box, and they're silently brainstorming ideas, and then they have like 2 minutes to go and talk to another student silently using that comment box. So there's just so many different ideas on using this and adding into your classroom. And I just love that it was broken down, but kind of by like, okay, first you're going to focus in on brainstorming. So what needs to be done as you're brainstorming, and the students can really take that time and develop that design thinking or whatever they kind of want to focus on for their project. So same kind of thing that they had, but just kind of using different tools. And then level 2, video, read or listen. What are they going to do with their information that they don't know about? So maybe students would watch a video. And again, you could hyperlink the video that they need to watch. Maybe they need to read something. You could hyperlink the article. Maybe you could hyperlink a podcast. Again, these could totally be changeable. And with these balloons over here, I thought the students could like drop them to what choice they pick. Since there's a lot of choice in this activity, the students would just pop and they could add their balloon to where they kind of want their choice to explain what's kind of happening. Then once they have their information and their organization, how are they going to show it to the world? They could create an infographic or a video. And again, you could change these different options for your students and your class. And like I liked on theirs how they had, you can organize the information. However, just you have to propose it to us. Like it's going to have to be accepted. And so maybe you have the kids have another option where they can kind of pick. And then they're going to publish. And I loved the idea, again, of that publish checklist. So Google just added these check boxes right here, and you can now check them off. And then you could add, what do the kids need to do? What does their final project need to have? And then again, they have that publishing option, and they're able to do so. So just could be really helpful for organizing information in a way for your students. And I am going to really quickly throw in the link for the Google group if you cannot access these materials. And then you're able to access all that material. All right, thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy this student content creation because I think it's a really good idea to help scaffold some of those skills that we want our students to have, and they also have choice in that scaffolding as well. So that was Got Tech Ed, and again, it's a really good podcast. I highly suggest you subscribe and listen to them and create your own choice pyramid and share it on Twitter. I think these could be really fun to create. And again, I kind of went with the balloon theme, but I feel like you could go with any type of theme with these. All right, cannot wait to see your creations. And if you guys need feedback, let me throw that link in the chat as well. For feedback, this allows me to keep improving and moving towards a better program and like what you guys are looking for. And it also allows you to get a certificate of attendance. So let me throw that link in the chat, and then have a great rest of your day.